All right, there we go. Now we're ready.
All right. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening for the webinar on anxiety relief. This seemed like an important webinar to offer right now. So many people are dealing with issues around anxiety and stress related to the pandemic, but just also with all of the changes happening in our world right now. And so this is my husband, Craig Merriweather, and he's a clinical hypnotherapist, and he does great presentation on giving you tools to cope with some of the stress and anxiety that people are dealing with. And so I just thought it would be a nice time to share this with you. So with no further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Craig and let him guide you through the rest of the webinar.
All right, thank you so much.
Everyone.
And I know you have to go, Christina, because you're still doing business, but thank you for that introduction, and we'll get right into it, because what I like to do is try to cram, 90 minutes worth of stuff into 60 minutes. So I talk really fast, but I'm going to give you a bunch of notes and things for you to go over. Lots of research about this stuff, lots of science. I could spend an hour just introducing this with the science, but I'm going to do a brief little bit of that, about 10 minutes, talking about the processes of the mind and body. Of course, it takes about 10 years for somebody to get a PhD in neuroscience or to become a brain surgeon, or thing like this. I'm going to try and do a lot of this in 10 minutes, so might cut a few things. But mostly what we're going to be doing in this class is process. So if you have the ability to find a place where you can relax, close your eyes and do these meditative exercises, that'd be great. We'll be doing that in about 10 minutes. Otherwise, you can just keep your ears open and listen as we're going through this stuff. And then Christina will send out the replay link here in a day or so, and you can just go through it then. But what I want to give you are two simple processes that you can use on a daily basis, if not twice a day, 3 times a day. They take 5 minutes and they're extraordinarily effective. And I'll give you a little bit of the science behind why they work and how they work. And then towards the end of maybe at the half an hour mark, we'll do a longer process. I guess what you maybe would consider more of a traditional hypnotherapy process. And so again, if you're in a place where you can close your eyes and relax, where you're lying down on a bed or a recliner or sitting in a chair, that's great. But if you're driving your car, or you're cooking dinner over fire, or you're supervising children juggling knives, is not a good time to get into a restful, relaxed state of mind and body. But let's get right into it. Well, as Christina said, my name's Craig Merriweather, and let me click somebody else in. My name's Craig Merriweather, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist with Arizona Integrative Hypnotherapy. I'm actually up here in Flagstaff, but with this amazing world we're in right now, I've kind of been working with people around the country and actually around the world, amazingly enough. But I became a hypnotherapist after being fascinated with the idea that you can give somebody a sugar pill or a saline injection, or even perform some fake surgery, or give somebody a fake treatment, and a certain percentage of those people, through their belief that they will be healed, will get better with a substance that has zero healing capabilities. Their body's automated healing abilities take over and then create the exact chemicals within their own physiology equal to the substance that they think they're taking. That's the placebo effect. So the big question is there a way to tap into the placebo effect and mobilize our inner resources for healing without having to be tricked with fake medicine or procedures? So the placebo effect proves that we have the capabilities to help heal our bodies. Researchers and scientists have been proving that over and over again for 100 years. So how does one harness the power of their own belief system? How does one harness the power of their subconscious mind without having to be faked out with a sugar pill? Can you teach a person to relax the mind and body to the point where you can tap into your own body's healing response and change your own state of being? And this is where hypnotherapy comes in. People will know the word hypnosis. It has a lot of baggage to that word, but the word hypnosis is just the Greek word for sleep. Somebody back in the 1800s thought this meditative, relaxed state of being, of mind, looked like sleep. And so he wanted to be fancy. He called it hypnosis, and it's stuck. Therapy, using therapeutic processes in this meditative state of hypnosis. So if you ever done any meditation, if you've ever listened to something like the guided relaxation CD or recording, if you've ever been to a yoga class, and at the end of yoga class, they do savasana, that corpse pose, that deep relaxation at the end of yoga class. That's hypnosis. That's that meditative state. You may remember back in high school math class, and the teacher's going on and on about what's going to be on the final exam, and you're taking notes and paying attention, and all of a sudden you just start, so boring to you, and you just start daydreaming out the window. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, it's almost the weekend. And you start daydreaming out the window, you start shutting down the external world. You don't even hear what the teacher's saying anymore. You're not paying attention to what's going on around you in the class. You moved inward, and you're thinking about the future. You're reminiscing about the past. You've moved down into that alpha brainwave state, that meditative state of hypnosis. The hypnagogic trance state is the fancy term. So what hypnotherapy is designed to do is put you in this natural state of relaxation that all human beings go through, most noticeable as you're falling asleep and waking up. And then what hypnotherapy is designed to do, using various techniques, processes, methodologies, is to illuminate patterns of belief in your subconscious mind that may be blocking you from health, from joy, from success in your life today. And then add in positive healing suggestions to program. I don't really like that word, but that's another class, I guess, to kind of give new instructions, new commands to your subconscious mind so you can achieve success, health, and reaching your full potential. So we're going to jump right into what we're here to talk about tonight, anxiety relief. This is a huge thing, not just, because it doesn't feel good to be in that overwhelm and that stress, but it has serious consequences to your health. That's because you have this autonomic nervous system. And part of the autonomic nervous system, you have the parasympathetic and you have the sympathetic. The parasympathetic is the relaxation response. It's where all the systems of your body are working in homeostasis with each other, in harmony with each other, where things are working with ease and efficiency. The sympathetic is the stress response. This is that system that floods your body with that adrenaline and cortisol so you can fight or you can escape or hide. It's putting 300% more blood in your big muscles to fight, 300% more blood into the big muscles of your legs to escape. This power, this energy, this blood supply has to come from somewhere. So what this adjunct system of the stress response does is pulls power away from the bigger systems of your body, your immune system, your digestive system, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, a big chunk. There's various reasons for that, but one majority reason for people having to deal with and struggle with irritable bowel syndrome is stress, hypervigilance. There's so much power going towards this response to keep you alive and safe and protected that it's pulling power away from the digestion, because there's no need to, why digest that sandwich if you're being chased by marauders or barbarians or being hunted by a bear or something out in the forest. There's the pharmaceutical company Merck. They have a big book. Actually, all pharmaceutical companies do it now. They're all online, but they used to hand out to doctors' offices these big phone book size books of all their medications and what they work with and what they do and what to watch out for. And so a doctor can go and look, high blood pressure, and look up what medication is best for high blood pressure for these kind of symptoms and all that. Well, even in the Merck manual states that IBS is irritable bowel syndrome is caused by hypervigilance, stress, anxiety, and that's a pharmaceutical company. because it's pulling all this power away. Imagine what it's doing to your immune system. Well, I'll tell you what it's doing to your immune system. There was a research that was published in the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology. And there was a group of researchers, and they wanted to look at what what happens to the immune system when people are under acute stress. Now, they didn't want to, of course, the stress response is a great response when you need it. You find yourself in that, bad part of town, and maybe some people following you. That's a great time, that stress response. Or back in the day when we were hunting and gathering, and we're being tracked by animals in the dark, or barbarians coming to our village to raid our, steal our horses and our food. Great time to have the stress response. War, natural disaster. Yeah, that's a great time for the body to be in that stress response, but not at work, not family issues, not health issues. That's not a reason to be putting your body in this stress response. It's driving your car in first gear down the highway. Yeah, it'll get you to where you want to go, but it's not really good for your car. And so these researchers wanted to look at people under acute stress, not life-threatening. And so they looked at medical students going through final exams, certainly not life-threatening by any stretch of the imagination, but very stressful. These students have been going through medical school. They're going to become doctors or not become doctors, reach their dream or not reach their dream, get, move on to the next semester or get, flunk out. So it's very stressful. And what the researchers were looking at was T cell count. And T cells are those cancer cells, or I'm sorry, those are those warrior cells that go after cancer and go after viruses and unhealthy bacteria in the body. And what they had were two groups. One group just went through their control group. They went through that stressful event without any sort of self-care, just went through that stressful time as they did without any sort of help. And what they found as they measured T cell count before, during, and after is that they decreased T cell count by 24%. They lost almost 25% of their T cells. So basically their immune system's working at 75% efficiency. They had another group of medical students, and they taught them self-hypnosis techniques, relaxation techniques. And then those students went home and they practiced them daily. And what they found is those students, they actually increased the power and strength of their immune system, even during this stressful event. So one would think that maybe they would just stay at the base level. They're not stressed, and now they're stressed and they're doing these relaxation exercises, they're staying the same. They actually increase the strength and power of their immune system during an acute stress event. One group of students dropped 24%, lost 24% of their T cells. The other group increased by 2%, then kept increasing the more they practiced. Same, students in the same place, same time, doing the exact same thing. The only difference was one group took time out of the day to relax, rest, and rejuvenate the body. This is super important. I want to do one more quick little scientific reference, and then we'll get into process. And take a quick drink of water. And this actually comes from Harvard Medical School's mental health newsletter. You can go to harvardmedicalschool.edu and sign up for all sorts of different newsletters that they have. They have a mental health newsletter, and this comes from an article on hypnosis and anxiety that came out a couple of years ago. These are 2 paragraphs from that newsletter. Hypnosis also helps to alleviate anxiety. Remember, the word hypnosis is just a Greek word for sleep. These relaxation processes also help alleviate anxiety, is what it's saying. So hypnosis also helps to alleviate anxiety. It has been studied most as a treatment for anxiety related to surgery. Many studies have reported that hypnosis reduced anxiety levels and lowered blood pressure in patients before surgery, and enhanced recovery afterwards by shortening hospital stays and reducing complications like nausea and vomiting. In a 2006 study, for example, patients who underwent hypnosis received suggestions of well-being before surgery. Upon entering the operating room, they reported anxiety levels 56% lower than anxiety levels before hypnosis. Patients in a comparison group who received the normal pre-surgical standard of care reported a 47% increase in anxiety. So we're going to start jumping right into these processes, and I'm going to show you 2 real easy, simple ones that you can keep in your back pocket that you can do on a daily basis, like those medical students were doing. I'm going to show you, and you'll experience these healing techniques, and you can put them in your toolbox, have them at the ready. These first few only take about 5 minutes, and then we'll do a bit of a longer hypnosis process, and I'll take us up to the top of the hour. And if you're interested in taking this further and deeper, and go deeper doing this work, I'll show you how you can do that. And just as a little disclaimer, these exercises are just for education, just for self-improvement purposes, and are not offered as a substitute for counseling or psychotherapy or psychiatric or medical treatment. And this class is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease or illness, psychological or mental health condition or medical ailment. All right. So this first process, and like I said it before I think we started recording, I'm going to put some notes, a couple of links in the chat room in a couple of minutes. And I'll say again, once I do that, how to do that. And we'll also email all this to you tomorrow or the next day. But this first process I want to show you is called 3, 2, 1 reset. This is very simple. It's very easy. It may seem too simple, it may seem too easy, but what we're doing is we're going to hack the mind, and create a different chemistry within our brains using the physiology of our bodies. This is sort of like Pavlovian response. And if you remember Pavlov from school, he was the guy who would ring the bell when the dogs were eating, and he would link the sound of the bells to them salivating because they were getting yummy food, and eventually he could just ring the bell and the dogs would salivate. Neurons that fire together, wire together. The dogs hear Pavlov opening the food, opening a bag, opening a can. They see the food, they smell the food, they're tasting the food. It's creating a change in their physiology because they now need to start creating saliva so they can digest the food. He's adding one more thing. All those things are wiring together because those neurons are all firing together at the same time because the dog is being fed. He's adding one more element, the sound of a bell, which is triggering another 100,000 neurons to fire to filter in that bell and to register that bell is ringing. Neurons that fire together, wire together. So eventually you could just ring the bell and change their physiology, even though there's no food around, because neurons that fire together, wire together. Our brains are wired in a similar fashion. We're going to use this to help put ourselves in a more relaxed state of being. The first way we're going to do this, if it's safe for you, again, not if you're driving, not if you're cooking with fire or watching the kids or anything, but if you're in a safe place where you can close your eyes. You want your eyes open if you're stressed, if you feel threatened. Closing your eyes is a signal to your subconscious mind that you're safe. You don't need that visual stimulation on anymore, or always looking out for danger. You can close your eyes, just like meditation, just like sleep. That's the first clue to your nervous system that it's time to relax. The second one is breathing 3 times, slowly, easily, and gently. When you're stressed, you have a tendency to shallow breathe or not breathe at all. Hold your breath. And you want that quick intake of oxygen to oxygenate your cells to fight or to escape, or you're going to hold your breath. But the opposite of that will signal your nervous system that you're safe. Slow, easy, gentle breathing, and deep breathing as is safe and comfortable for you, because this 3-pound brain of ours takes 20% of the oxygen we breathe in. So breathing in slowly, easily, and deeply brings more fuel, more nutrients, not only to the cells of our body, but to the brain. So that's 3. The 2, here's where it gets a lot of fun, is we're going to cross arms. And by crossing, because the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body and the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body, when you cross, you start bringing coherence to the 2 halves of your brain. You'll see little kids do this in elementary school, like Montessori schools, Waldorf schools. We'll do these brain gym exercises where the kids are following their thumbs, doing the infinity symbol with their eyeballs. Teachers trying to bring the creative, colorful, musical, metaphoric right side of the brain into coherence with the analytical, logical, mathematical language left side of the brain, creating one whole brain system. We can do the same. Crossing our arms, crossing legs. We're going to cross arms, and then we're going to give ourselves a hug. Another Pavlovian response in that this healing, nurturing touch is now signaling our brains to start creating oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. We're hacking our brains, creating the chemistry of joy, happiness, love, and deep connection. The chemistry is going to flood our brains because we're feeling this healing touch. It's going to move into the up to the arteries of our brain, down the vagus nerve to our heart, which is going to pump it through the rest of our body, about 45 seconds. This healing touch, the body understands, remembers, knows what this touch means. You've been feeling it since day one. You were born, the doctor hands you to mom, mom gives you a great big hug. Now, we're going to tap into a superpower that all us human beings have. And it's the power of the mind to not be able to tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. Now, this is most noticeable when somebody's having a nightmare. No matter how ridiculous, how stupid, how implausible, how impossible that scary dream may be, a cheeseburger and a bunch of marshmallows are chasing you down the street. It's scary. Another part of the brain is experiencing that scary dream as if it's actually happening and changing your physiology to match what you're thinking and experiencing in this dream. And so you'll wake up with a scream because your conscious brain needs to be awake to make sure you are safe. Eyes open, ears listening, making sure you are safe in your environment. You're sweating, your heart is racing, you're breathing heavy because a cheeseburger is chasing you down the street. The mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined, and will change your physiology to match what you're thinking and feeling. This is your superpower. So let's use it for good. So we're crossing our arms, bringing our brains into coherence. We're giving ourselves a hug. We're starting the process of firing those neurons in our brains to create the chemistry of love, joy, happiness, deep connection, serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin. Now let's use our imagination and supersize it by thinking of somebody we'd like to give a hug to. And this person can be in your life today. It could be somebody from long ago. Maybe you remember spending the summer at your grandmother's house when you were 7 years old, and every day she'd give you a great big hug. You can remember that, and that memory will change your physiology. Maybe a pet in your life, or maybe from long ago when you were growing up, a dog you just want to hug. Think of that person, that dog, and supersize this emotional output. Then the one of 3-2-1 reset is 1 minute of mindfulness. And what I mean by that is you keep on experiencing this hug, feel it, really experience it. You can rub your hands up and down your arms, pat or tap, just squeeze, really feel it. Imagine that person you want to give that hug to, or go to your happy place. And that sounds a bit cliche, and you know, people kind of annoyingly tell you to go to your happy place, but going to your happy place creates happiness within you because it makes you feel happy. If you're feeling happy, you're creating happiness chemicals within your brain. So this is another way to supersize this. You know, maybe it's a walk along a beach. Maybe it's a cup of tea in Paris. Maybe it's a beautiful redwood forest. Maybe it's a place of your own creation, a beautiful flower garden. You can use your imagination to create a healing space, a happy place, and create that feeling state within you. The chemistry within your brain is going to change the physiology of your body, because your physiology, your body wants to match what you're thinking and feeling. And so we put all this together in a 5-minute exercise and literally change the way you're thinking and feeling. So let's practice this together. We'll go through this together. And 3-2-1 reset. If it's safe for you and you can at the moment, close your eyes, signaling your nervous system that you're safe. And breathe in slowly, easily, and gently 3 times. Breathing in as deeply as is comfortable for you. Again, signaling your subconscious mind, your nervous system that you're safe. Breathing down into your abdomen, down into the bottom of your lungs. Get all that good energy, fuel, nutrients up into that brain, fueling that prefrontal cortex for logical, analytical thinking. Take another breath in, and when you're ready, you just cross your arms and give yourself a hug. The fancy term is bilateral stimulation, but it's just a hug. The mind can't tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So even though you're giving yourself this hug, it is triggering your nervous system to start sending signals up to your brain to create that oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. And if it's helpful, just squeeze and or rub your hands up and down your arms. That's very nurturing, or pat or tap, and visualize that person you want to give a hug to. Maybe it's somebody in your life today, maybe somebody from long ago, or that pet you want to give a big old hug to, a loving, compassionate, loving hug to. And keeping this hug going, we're going to move into a minute of quiet mindfulness. And you can keep on visualizing that person you want to give a hug to, or maybe move on to your happy place, a beautiful healing space, a garden, or a beautiful beach, or a cup of tea in Paris, wherever you want to go, place of your own creation. Mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It'll change your physiology to match what you're thinking and feeling. Use that to your advantage. And taking one more big deep breath in, and on the exhale, open your eyes, return to being fully aware and alert, feeling your feet on the floor, back up against the chair. Take a deep breath in and return to this place we call reality, fully aware and alert. This is a great exercise to do on a regular basis, because the more you fire those neurons, the faster and stronger those neurons, that those neural pathways become. And it starts becoming a habit. And just like learning to walk, riding a bike, driving a car, these are all things, learning to speak, these are all things we didn't know how to do when we were born. We had to practice them. And it was all very clunky at first. Watch a 12-month-old trying to walk. It's very clunky with all that weight distribution and left foot, right foot, and balancing, firing millions of neurons to make that all happen so they don't fall over. Well, now you don't have to think about it, because it's your state of being. You are a person who walks. You can walk from here and to there. And it's all because you've wired and fired in a way that is so strong, you've practiced so much that it's an automatic habit. It's your state of being. Well, what if you practice something like this over and over again? Just like martial arts, practice over and over again. You remember, what's that, Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Practice over and over again so it gets within your body, so it's an automatic, just instead of 5 minutes, now it's taking 1 minute to get into that state of being. And the more you practice, the more it becomes automatic. Trigger that habit enough time, becomes your state of being. So a great time to do this is in the morning, because we have this bundle of nerves, brain cells in our brains called the reticular activating system. And it's main job is to keep us alive, always looking for danger. You're driving down the street and your peripheral vision, you're heading towards the green light, and in your peripheral vision, you see a car going way too fast towards the red, and you slam on the brakes. Well, there's lots of stuff going on in your peripheral vision, but something unusual was pointed out, something abnormal that was a safety concern, and your conscious mind was alerted to slam on the brakes. That's your reticular activating system. Always trying to, always aware. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. Let's say you're out camping and you hear a branch snap, a twig snap, and you left food in the tent. Now there's a raccoon or a skunk or a bear or something. It's waking you up because you may be in danger. That's its main task. The secondary task is to solve problems. And this is that part of your mind where if you're thinking of buying a new car and you're thinking about buying a Prius, now all of a sudden you see Priuses everywhere. Every parking lot, driving down the street, everywhere there's a Prius. Well, they were all there yesterday and the day before and the week before and the month before. You just didn't notice them because you weren't focused on them. Well, let's say, a couple of weeks later, you think, well, you know what? I like backpacking, I like camping, I like being outdoors. I should get a 4-wheel drive car. I should get a Jeep. Well, now you see Jeeps everywhere. Well, the Jeeps were always parked next to the Priuses. We're driving right next to the Priuses. You just didn't notice them because you weren't focused on them. That's your reticular activating system. This is that part of your brain when your day goes from bad to worse. It's because your reticular activating system is trying to solve the problem of the bad day. And it's going to focus only on all those things that can go wrong. There's lots to be thankful for in this modern world of ours. Lots to be joyful about, lots to be happy about. But that's not what you're focused on. You're focused only on what's going wrong. You wake up in the morning, you stub your toe on the edge of the bed, and by the end of the day, you're ready to pull your hair out and punch a hole in the wall. It's because you're focused on all the things that are going wrong. Your reticular activating system is trying to solve the problem of the bad day and showing you, focusing on everything that's going to go wrong, ignoring everything that is going right and things to be grateful for and to be thankful for, focusing on Priuses and not on Jeeps. Well, you can focus your reticular activating system on whatever you like. So imagine starting your day with 3, 2, 1 reset, maybe even before you get out of bed. Flood your body with that oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. And now you're going to be looking for more things to make you happy, joyful, feel that love and that deep connection. I'm going to show you one more exercise real quickly. This is called heart coherence. And there's a lot of science of this I'll show you, I'll give you the links to the notes and here in a quick second. But real briefly, 30 years ago, researchers at the University of Montreal discovered that there's 40,000 brain cells in the heart, specialized neurons called sensory neurons. These brain cells in the heart think, feel, learn, and remember independently of the brain. They're two different systems. Now, when I was going to school, they were saying the brain was in charge of everything. The brain was the command center, the control center, sent information on the vagus nerve, pumped the heart, digestion, immune system, all that stuff through the rest of the body. What they're finding now over these 30 years of research is that more information comes into the heart and then up to the brain than the other way around. The heart seems to be in control of everything. Follow your heart, if you know that old saying. This seems to be queen bee, and the brain seems to be worker bee. The heart is commander in chief and general, and the brain is sergeant. And so there's a organization called Heart Math, if you've heard of them, and all they do is study the heart. It's the name. And for 30 years, they've been studying the phenomenon of brain cells in the heart. And they've developed and researched and actually written papers, scientifically published papers on this meditative exercise I'm about to show you. And not only does this meditative exercise, which is very similar to 3, 2, 1 reset, not only does it put you in a more resilient and a more resourceful state of being, but actually lowers blood pressure and turns on 1,300 different processes to boost your immune system. These are the exercises those medical students were doing to strengthen their immune system. And this 5-minute little meditative exercise, the lasting effects of strengthening your immune system last for 6 hours. So this is good stuff. Like I said at the beginning, this may seem a little too easy, it may seem a little too simple. This stuff is literally changing how your body interacts with your mind, and your mind interacts with your body. So the basic instructions for this heart coherence exercise is breathing in slowly, easily, and gently. It's the foundation of all this work, signaling the nervous system that you're safe. It can calm down, move back over to that parasympathetic nervous system, where all your systems are working in harmony and homeostasis. And we're going to focus on the heart. If it's helpful, you can place your hand on your heart, because where you feel touch, your attention goes. So whether you're touching your elbow, touching your nose, touching your knee, touching your heart, your attention will go there. And then we're going to focus our attention on the heart and bring in the feeling state of caring and compassion, gratitude and appreciation. We're going to hack our mind once again, flood it with those good feeling state, which is going to flood our whole body from the top of our head to the tips of our toes, and literally change the physiology of our bodies. So let's practice this real quick. We won't do all 5 minutes. This is something you can practice on your own, but let's just get a general idea of how this one works. So once again, if you're in a safe place to do so, just close your eyes, breathing in slowly, easily, and gently. Once again, that slow, easy, gentle breathing signals your subconscious mind, you're safe, you can relax, you can rest. Move your nervous system back over to the parasympathetic. When you're ready, take another deep breath in, and on the exhale, place your attention onto your heart. You can even place your hand on your heart or just tap it. Where you feel that touch, your attention goes, if that's helpful for you. Imagine and pretend as if you're breathing in and out of your heart. And when you're ready, bring in the feeling state of caring and compassion. And it's helpful, you can picture another person in your life that you care for, that you feel compassion for. Or maybe an animal, a pet in your life that you care for. And this person, this animal could be, in your life today, it could be from long ago. Mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. A person, maybe it's even a person you've never met, a person from history that inspires you. You care for that person. And now on top of that, bring in the feeling state of gratitude and appreciation. Again, you can imagine another person that you're so grateful for, you're so thankful for. Person in your life today, maybe somebody from long ago, maybe that pet in your life that shows you that unconditional love whenever you get home. A person from history that inspires you, so you're so thankful, so grateful for their teaching, or maybe a trip you took, or a dinner with friends, a piece of advice someone gave you. Deep feelings of gratitude and appreciation filling you now. And when you're ready, just return to being fully aware and alert. Open your eyes, feeling absolutely brand new, feeling your feet on the floor, back up against the chair. Take a deep breath in, open your eyes, return to being fully aware and alert. Another great exercise to start your day with, because again, if you're focusing your reticular activating system on finding more things to be grateful for, that's what it's going to focus on, more things to be grateful for. Even to me now, I've done this so long, for so many years, teaching people in my own, practice, my private practice. I like put my the four tips of my fingers in my sternum here. It just feels comfortable to me. This is Pavlovian to me. This is the Pavlov effect. I can start touch here, showing people how to do this process, explaining it to them in my conscious, beta brainwave state, and I can feel it happening, because this touch is now signaling my nervous system, my subconscious mind, to start creating that process of flooding my body with caring, compassion, gratitude, appreciation, whatever I want, joy, happiness, confidence, success. Flood your body with whatever you want. And I want to show you, give you a really big tip on how you can even super duper size this. And when we're going to bed, we as human beings, all of us, we have a tendency to ruminate about the stuff that's gone wrong in our lives, or maybe the things we're fearing about the future. And this is just a process of the mind to try to keep us safe. It wants to go over things in the past that may be a danger to us in the future. So it wants to rehash that conversation from a week ago, that phone call, or the family issue from 6 months ago, or that issue from 10 years ago. It's going to replay it over and over again, run it like a computer simulation, because it wants to learn from it. It wants to train from it, sort of like an airline pilot who needs to fly into London. And he's got to fly into Heathrow in the dark, in the rain, and he's never done that before. So he's going to get on a computer simulation and practice. He's going to practice a bunch of times, so that when he actually has to do it, it's comfortable for him. He knows exactly what to do. He knows how to fly into Heathrow in the dark, in the rain. Well, your brain is doing the same thing, and you'll start rehashing those old those conversations over the phone, or the family issues, or the health issues, or whatever it is. Or maybe somebody's fearing something in the future. They have to give a big presentation at the conference, and they're so nervous, they're so afraid because people are going to boo them and throw things at them and run them out, off the stage. And it's going to be so awful and horrible. And they're just lying in bed with the lights off on the world's most comfortable pillow and their, wonderful covers. And they're filling their body full of adrenaline and cortisol because the mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. Even though that presentation is 2 months away, they're filling their bodies full of fear and anger, resentment over having been talked into, or they're thinking about that phone call that happened a couple of days ago. And, this is what I should have said to that person, running over and over it, filling your body with adrenaline and cortisol. Now this chemistry is running through your bloodstream, and this is what the tissues of your organs are feeding off of. This is the cells of your body are feeding off this chemistry of anger and fear, adrenaline and cortisol, the muscles of your body feeding off this for the next 8 hours. What if instead of going to that default safety rehashing or of things that went wrong or fearing the things in the future, what if instead you broke state and did 3-2-1 reset or heart coherence? Because here's the interesting thing about Pavlov and his dogs. He would ring that bell and they would salivate every time. Happened every single time, unless he brought somebody over to observe. So he'd call up his friend and say, "Oh, you got to come over and I ring the bell and the dogs salivate. I changed their physiology just by ringing this bell." So a person comes over, so, "Oh, I got to see this." They come over and the dog is so excited and so happy there's this new person. They look different, they smell different, they sound different. They're going to pet them forever and love them forever. And they're their new best friend. They're dancing in circles and they're so excited, happy. And Pavlov could ring that bell all day long and the dogs wouldn't salivate because they broke state and they changed their inner environment because their outer environment changed slightly with this new person coming into the house. Well, you can do the same. So instead of rehashing yesterday's phone call or the family issue from last, Thanksgiving, what about 3-2-1 reset? What about heart coherence? Flood your body, hack your brain, and flood your body with the oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, the gratitude, the happiness, the joy, the love. And now you're flooding your body in this. And what about putting them together? Because they're fairly similar. So in my practice, I do 3-2-1 reset. Breathe in deeply 3 times, slowly, gently, give myself that hug, do my 1 minute of mindfulness, going to my happy place. And then I could just continue on, put my hand on my heart, flood my body with joy, happiness, caring, compassion, gratitude, appreciation, confidence, success. And then maybe I future visualize that, conference that I'm giving on and the standing ovation. Everybody's throwing roses and wants my business card and wants to take me out to lunch, and now I'm setting my reticular activating system to figure out, well, how am I going to get that standing ovation at that conference? And now I'm flooding my body with this oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, this love, this joy, this gratitude for the next 8 hours. That's 56 hours a week. That's 224 hours a month. That's just free. Because this doesn't take any time out of your day. So far, all I've given you is maybe 5-10 minutes worth of stuff to do. 3-2-1 reset in the morning, heart coherence in the afternoon. Your day may go sideways. Life throws curveballs all the time. So give yourself a break. Close the office door, close the bedroom door, sit in your car. Find a place where you have a little bit of privacy and resettle yourself, center yourself, put yourself in a more resilient, more resourceful state of being. And then as you're going to sleep at night, instead of going to default and, getting angry and resentful about what happened in the past or fearing what might happen in the future, settle yourself, center yourself, put yourself in a resilient place, resourceful state, flood your body with that love, joy, happiness, gratitude for the next 8 hours, 56 hours a week, 224 hours a month. What's that going to do for you? And these are things like, this is martial arts. And you don't learn martial arts when you find yourself in a dark alley in the bad part of town at midnight with a couple of thugs following you. That's not when you break out your phone out of your pocket and start looking up Kung Fu movies. You learn martial arts in the classroom. and you practice over and over again. You throw that punch 100 times, you do that kick 100 times. They don't hand you a black belt on your first day of martial arts class. You have to earn that by practicing over and over again, wiring this into your system. So don't wait until Thanksgiving dinner with family, or that meeting with the boss, or 2 minutes before you get on stage in front of that conference, in front of 500 people. Practice now. And then when you find yourself, maybe life goes a little sideways, or find yourself in a bit of overwhelm, then it's already in your system. And you're like, okay, I got my kung fu is strong. And now I can center myself, put myself in a more resilient, more resourceful state to face the issues of that life is bringing to me. Practice these when you don't need them, just like martial arts. You don't want to, practice that song, that big Mozart piece 10 minutes before you get on stage at Carnegie Hall. You want to practice beforehand so it's in your system, so you can just go out there and play, and it's there with you. So practice these at home. You know what? I'm going to put all that stuff in the chat room, and again, if you, and we'll of course email this to everybody too. But if you want them absolutely right now, if you go to the chat room, and again, if you put your cursor at the bottom of the Zoom window, a menu bar opens up, you'll see chat room, and you can just click on that, copy it, put it into a Word document or an email. And but it's oh, you know what? Is that the right one? Yes, that's the right. I'm sorry. Yes, that's the right links. And I put a different class, but yeah, that's the right one. And that's me. That's a way to get in touch with me if you have more questions about this. And I'll get to some of that other stuff towards the end of the class. But let's do another process here. This is going to be a more traditional hypnotherapy process. This will take about 10 minutes. We might go a little over. We started a little bit late. So we might go about, to those watching the replay, it's going to probably be 60 minutes. But those of us live on the call might go about 5 minutes over. Do a more traditional hypnotherapy process. So it'll be about 10 minutes or so, and give you another visualization exercise. Again, the mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. This is our superpower. We can use this to our advantage. We're going to use this process to visualize a healing space of your own invention, your own creation. And in that healing space, you're going to find a door. You open the door, it's a control room. And it's going to have computer controller, control board. And there's going to be dials and switches and control knobs on the left, and dials, switches, and control knobs on the right. The control knobs on the left turn down all the things you want less of: less anxiety, less physical pain. This actually works. I do a class for the cancer support community. We use this for pain control. Turn down your awareness on all these things you don't, the fear, the shame, the guilt, the anxiety, the stress, the overwhelm. And then on the right side of the control board, you turn up what you do want: more joy, more happiness, more health and wellness. Whatever it is you want, turn that up. And we'll do this visualization process. It'll be another tool in your toolbox. So once again, if you can safely close your eyes, and we'll move into a deep, relaxed state of being. So just taking a deep breath in, close your eyes, breathing in slowly, easily, and gently, as now is the time to begin to relax deeply and rest soundly as you make yourself more and more comfortable. And maybe you're familiar with or can recall times when you've been very relaxed, a really cozy, comfortable sense of well-being and rest. Blood flow around the body brings healthy warmth and comfort to your hands and feet. Your mind and body feels clear and peaceful, and healing energy flows throughout your whole body. In fact, your body and mind strengthen and function better when you relax now, as your muscles start to feel loose, limp, relaxed, restful, very comfortable. That's right. Send healing, relaxation, this calm, comfort, and peace from the top of your head all the way to the tips of your toes, this deep rest flowing all over. As your mind and body drift into deep, natural healing, relaxation. And you may quickly and easily move into the deepest relaxation of your life, or find yourself just comfortably wondering what's going to happen next. Or you may realize as you rest soundly that your hypnosis, your deep relaxation is just the next breath away. As it's up to you whether you go into hypnosis slowly or quickly, because the more you hear my voice, the more you relax. And the more you relax, the more you realize just how good it feels to go into hypnosis. Because the deeper you go, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you go. Now is the time to go deeper and deeper relaxed into your healing hypnosis. That's right. Excellent. As you become so still, your body and mind settles down, begins to feel so calm and comfortable, so peaceful, so still. And everything starts to renew and rejuvenate as the body and mind rest in this peaceful state of deep relaxation. You may not know if you're reaching the deepest levels of healing hypnosis and deep relaxation now, or can go deeper. In fact, you might find it less difficult than ever imagined to go into your healing hypnosis and deep relaxation now. And can you imagine the transformation and healing you'll create by moving into a calm, peaceful state of relaxation and tapping into the powerful subconscious mind? Can you imagine getting better and better, stronger and stronger, more and more confident, joyful, healthy each and every day? As you move even deeper, relax. Your subconscious mind is becoming very receptive to what you're about to hear. Everything you hear during the session will sink deeply into your subconscious mind. All the information that I give you will be permanently stored within your mind, which will positively influence the way you think, feel, and behave. The information I give you will positively influence the way you think, feel, and behave when you're at home, or when you're at work, or when you're out in the world. These positive feelings, these healing ideas, suggestions, and visualizations will remain strong and powerful, producing the same positive influence over your thoughts, feelings, and actions each and every day. And as you move into rest and relaxation, you're ready to create transformation and healing now, because you came to this hypnotherapy workshop. Now I know you're in hypnosis, but your unconscious mind can help you go even deeper and deeper. You may have noticed as you've already started to heal and transform now, relax and change now. That's right. Because falling into hypnosis and deep relaxation is easy. And you can go deeper now. And I'm wondering if you can imagine something. I'm wondering if you might be able to imagine a healing place, a magical place, a mystical place, a beautiful healing space where you can make perfect, positive, healing life changes. a place that is so positive, so nourishing, so nurturing in all the right ways, so healing, so protective, so forgiving in all the right ways, so absolutely safe. A healing space just for you, and you feel so calm and comfortable, so safe and secure. Just imagine, only imagine now what that feels like now. And there's that amazing, wonderful feeling that you get. A feeling that lets you know that you're truly safe, calm and comfortable, totally at peace. And I'd like for you to become aware that there's a place in your body where that feeling starts, where it grows, where it spreads from. Notice it now, become aware of where that feeling is within your body. Maybe it takes on a color or even a shape, just a sensation or a feeling. Notice where that is within your body, that peace, that relaxation. And as you're moving through this beautiful healing space of yours, you notice a door. It's a door to a very special room. You walk over to the door, and when you get there, reach out, open the door. And as you walk into this beautiful, amazing room, you notice a control board. And this room and this control board could look futuristic, or maybe it's more antique looking or modern day looking. However it looks is the right way to see it. This control board is divided into two sides. It has knobs, dial switches, and fader bars on the left side, and knobs, dial switches, and fader bars on the right side. Become aware of what they look like, their color, shape, and texture. These knobs and dials on the computer controller on this control board are connected to your body and mind. And in reality, such a controller exists in your mind. So this visual representation that you have created is quite practical. And the knobs on the left control the volume of discomfort in your body and mind. Each knob, dial, and switch has a label under it. And on the labels are written things like fear, anxiety, anger, sadness, resentment, guilt, shame, despair, stress, even physical pain. These knobs and dials on the left represent anything you'd like to have less of, anything that no longer serves you. And up to this point, you may have been listening to all these knobs on high volume. And as you visualize these knobs, you can slowly turn them to the left, to turn down the volume of discomfort, pain, anxiety, stress, fear, sadness, guilt, shame, anything else. And maybe there's a particular part of your body that is in discomfort, in pain, or maybe it's just an overall feeling. And as you turn down the volume of these control knobs, feel the hurt and pain fade away. Feel it drift away. Feel the anxiety, stress, fear, sadness, anger all fade away, melt away, drift away like hot water melting away an ice cube. And experience your intuitive ability to turn down this level of awareness. And maybe you sense a color within you in a particular part of your body. Maybe this is fading away, or maybe you hear static and this is fading away, or maybe you see a light bar that's moving from red to green, or an old style gauge with a needle that's going from red back down to the left. Maybe the knob makes a sound as you turn it as well. Turn the knobs all the way down to 1. Turn them to 0. Even turn them beyond 0. That's it. Now imagine that the knobs, dials, fader bars, and switches on the right side control your comfort level, your peace, confidence, joy, happiness, ease, courage, safety, security, protection, your prosperity and abundance, your health and wellness, your healing, strength, and power, which are all things which you have most likely not been listening to on a daily basis. Turn these control knobs to the right and experience the increase of comfort within you as the feelings of peace, serenity, health, and wellness increase. Turn the comfort knobs on the right all the way up to 10. Turn them up to 100. And feel the sensation of wellness and physical comfort increase Feel your joy, happiness, confidence, courage, strength, power, peace, ease, and freedom. Your health and wellness increase more and more now. And this is not a mental exercise. You can actually experience these wonderful changes. And perhaps you already notice an increase in the heaviness of your body as you enter a more peaceful state of healing, relaxation. Or perhaps you notice lightness in the body as a volume of comfort energizes your cells and strengthens your health and well-being. Some people notice other sensations, such as a tingling in the top layer of the skin. Still, other people do not have such obvious changes as they practice this healing process. Rather, they experience change over a period of time as they practice the skills of hypnosis. Again, any outcome is okay, because this process of creating new awareness is an experiential process. It is one that you'll experience as the health and wellness within you becomes the awareness that you allow to spread through every fiber of your being. And everyone who engages in this process of increasing comfort also realizes that as the knobs representing comfort on the right are increased, old feelings of depression, despair, and anxiety give way to new feelings of release, acceptance, ease, healing, and hope. A new freedom and a new peace are gained by being attentive to comfort. Increasing the comfort and wellness that is already inside will easily bring these positive feelings to the attentive, conscious mind and carry you easily through each day. And sometimes when I'm teaching people these skills, they think that the feeling of wellness, peace, joy, or comfort that they've been able to increase is temporary or only exists for the length of the hypnosis session. However, this is not true. And you can easily create the experience of turning down the control knobs on the left and decrease the volume of hurt, pain, discomfort, anxiety, or fear at any time. In fact, you can even do it again now by visualizing those control knobs on the left and decreasing the intensity of volume and discomfort down to barely a whisper. That's it. It feels wonderful, doesn't it, to know you have that control. And now in the inner stillness of mind, slowly turn those imaginary control knobs on the right up to a higher level of comfort, health, and wellness. And notice as you slowly turn them to the right, you become more aware of your comfort, health, and wellness. You can turn the control knobs on the right as high as you like. In fact, turn them up to 1,000. Easily increasing your health, wellness, comfort, joy, and peace to the highest level you've experienced in a long time. And what amazing feeling of freedom this brings. And you have the ability to recreate this feeling at any time, just by closing your eyes for a brief moment and bringing yourself back to this place. And this is the truth about you. You choose to live your expression of life as your calm, confident, loving self. Day by day, in every way, you're becoming more and more confident and at peace with yourself and the world around you. Therefore, you're getting better and better, healthier and healthier, more and more peaceful, calm, centered. It's okay to take care of yourself during the day because you are safe and secure, calm and comfortable, confident and relaxed. And you treat yourself with the love, kindness, compassion, patience, and gratitude you seek. You are in the right place at the right time. And you feel confident that you can handle whatever comes your way. In fact, you accept yourself as worthy, confident, and lovable. Therefore, day by day, in every way, you stand in the power of your own strength. And you use the power of your mind to stay positive, focusing on productive, effective healing solutions and finding the learning experience in every challenge, because you are calm, confident, powerful, and strong. You are creating the wonderful life you want, and you are proud of yourself for doing so. Day by day, in every way, you're becoming the best version of yourself. You can do it. Yes, you can. You have the power, the ability, and the right to create the life you want, because you are worthy. You are lovable. You are enough. You belong. And now it's time to leave this place. And you can begin to drift back to the room you're in, feeling refreshed, replenished, and energized. And the healing energy continues to flow throughout your whole body for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year, the rest of the decade, as your subconscious and conscious minds accept all the healing ideas, suggestions, and visualizations given here, and you experience the immediate transformation now. And in a moment when it's time to come out of hypnosis, your body, mind, and spirit will be renewed, rejuvenated, refreshed, and well rested, as if you've taken a 4-hour nap or received a 2-hour massage. And you feel confident, grounded, energized, and secure. And now I'm going to count from 1 up to 5, then say fully alert. As I do, bring yourself out of hypnosis. On 5, open your eyes and feel rested, refreshed, relaxed, feeling so healthy, vibrant, vital, strong, and empowered. 1, slowly, calmly, easily, and gently returning to your full awareness once again. 2, each muscle and nerve in your body feels loose, limp, and relaxed. You feel wonderfully good. 3, from head to toe, feeling perfect in every way, physically perfect, mentally perfect, emotionally calm and serene. And when you open your eyes, all these suggestions from this process become 10 times more potent, 100 times more compelling, 1,000 times more healing, effective, powerful, and strong. 4, your eyes begin to feel sparkling clear as if your face was bathed in cool spring water, getting ready to return to being fully aware and alert, and knowing when you open your eyes, your subconscious and conscious minds will have absorbed, merged, assimilated, incorporated, and integrated all the healing suggestions, ideas, and visualizations from the day's session easily and effortlessly. And 5, eyes open, and you're fully aware and alert. You can fill up your lungs, you can stretch and move. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, return to this place we call reality. And so I want to thank you for being here at this workshop, watching the replay. I know there's probably 20 other things you could be doing with this time. So I appreciate you spending this hour with me and learning these techniques. And I truly hope you congratulate yourself for taking your time to do this. This is really important self-care work. We have a tendency in this culture of ours to praise our overwork. We're producing, we're a culture of production, productivity, and we wear our lack of sleep as a badge of honor. We only get 6 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep. And it can be, physically feel like the drudgery of the grind day in and day out. Rest is important. Self-care is important. 5 minutes just for 3, 2, 1 reset. 5 minutes for heart coherence. As that these processes as you're going to sleep at night. Listening to that process of the control knobs, so you can get that one down and put that in your back pocket as well. So you just need to find ways of filling up your tank. And fill up your tank and keep it full. And that way you give from your overflow, you give from your saucer, not from your cup, you give from your saucer from all the overflow. And that way you keep your energy high. And these exercises you learned here today are a great start. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Start in the morning, and especially as you're going to sleep at night. And if you want to take this work even further, and do deep work, heal past issues, to recalibrate your nervous system, to reprogram your subconscious with new beliefs, new outlook, new programs. I'd love to talk to you about that, using hypnotherapy one-on-one for the deeper work. I do offer free 30-minute consultation calls, and you can schedule that on my online appointment calendar. There's a link in the chat room, or when you go to the replay link, you'll see a way you can just email me or give me a quick call, and we can set something up. I've also created something special called the Life Transformation Package. And normally, hypnotherapy session, our first hypnotherapy session is 2 hours, $130. And we really go in deep to what you want to work on. We create a plan, and we do some deep healing work in that first session. The follow-up sessions to access even deeper healing are 90 minutes for $100. But as we, move through this year of ours, I've created the Life Transformation Special, and you can access 3 hypnotherapy sessions for $247. So that's a savings of 25%. So you can make your first appointment today, and we'll schedule the next 2 after your first session. The links and the information are in the chat room. If you'd like to schedule the free 30-minute strategy, you can just go to my appointment calendar. The short link is AZIHT, that's Arizona Integrative Hypnotherapy, aziht.com/APPT for the abbreviation of appointment. Or you just click those links in the chat room, or if you're on the web page watching the replay. And also, if I can ask a really big favor and ask for your help before we go. If you got something out of this workshop, if you receive value from these techniques, please help pass the word about these classes. We're going to be doing more of them. over the coming months. And a great way to help is to write a testimonial. Google search uses reviews in their search algorithm. So even just one sentence, 2 sentences is very helpful. Just, a quick minute to say you like the class. And it's really helpful in people finding how to get here. So I appreciate that. The link for that is in the chat room, or if you're watching the replay on the webpage, it's down at the very, very bottom. You'll see the big Google there. But I appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here. Again, I know there's probably 20 other things you could be doing. And so I appreciate this. Put these in your backpack, your back pocket, and your toolbox. Practice, practice, practice. And you'll get that black belt. So thank you so much for being here. Give me a call and we can talk more in depth about how to use this work. And have a great rest of your week. I hope to talk to you soon. All right, bye everyone.